uniform every single day, and Graham actually does that.
Every day of the week.
Every day of the week, the same outfit.
Same shirt, same pants, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday.
You do launder.
I do.
You
Every Sunday.
laundry,
Every Sunday.
Everything's clean. We're fine. He's not wearing the same shirt.
No,
every
it's not
day.
the same shirt, but every Tuesday and Wednesday and Thursday.
You
it's the
volunteered
same.
yourself as the resident Gen Z. You said anytime we have any Gen Z issues, questions, that you would be the one.
Happy to contribute.
Okay.
And we do have a couple Gen Z. We're going to get to those in just a
Right.
second.
Oh,
but
boy.
one of the big stories today is the lottery. The lottery is making some pretty significant changes, you guys. So it used to be, if you wanted to buy a $2 lotto ticket, they are upping it to $5. This is the new version of the game that's rolled out, and tonight is going to be the very first night that they will be playing this new game.
And we are talking about the Mega Millions.
The Mega
this
Millions.
Isn't every single lotto
Yes.
ticket.
This is just the Mega Millions. So they said, quote, bigger prizes at every non-jackpot prize tier, better odds to win the jackpot, and a multiplier that will increase all non-jackpot prizes by 2 to 10%. So the other changes, the new game has 24 mega balls instead of 25.
Okay.
And then this is also interesting. The starting jackpot will reset to $50 million following a jackpot win instead of resetting it at $20 million. So they're hoping that this will, even though it's a little bit more expensive, will increase the odds to let people play the lottery.
And then the minimum that you can win is like $10, so that went up as well.
Okay.
We had one of the lotto, I guess the officials from Arizona here earlier today. So we asked him, well, why do we want to pay $5 instead of $2?
All right, this is what he had to say. Alec Thompson.
The odds are better in this game, so you have more chances to win every time you buy a Mega Millions ticket. And beyond that, you also have the chance to win more money, bigger prizes. That jackpot's going to roll faster, so we're going to start seeing that jackpot start at 50 million versus 20 million. And what's really cool about this game is the multiplier is built right into the game. So your prize can be multiplied from 2 to 10 times more.
Why make the changes now?
Well, so the price actually did increase about 20 years ago to $2, and now we're going up to $5. But what's great about this is it has all those added benefits, right? So you have more chances to win, like I said before, and those bigger prizes. And the minimum prize is $10. So I think it's a great play for your money. It's a great way to win and a great way to get involved with the Arizona Lottery.
The multiplier, basically, you used to have to pay that extra dollar. Like when you would go buy the ticket, it'd give you the option, do you want a multiplier? And it was $1 more. So really, you're not really spending that much more.
No.
If you won the lotto, what would you do as a Gen Zer?
Ooh. I might be smart about it. I don't know. It depends. It depends.
Really?
Yeah. If I could retire like right away, I'm like, okay, yeah, I'll see you.
You're done.
Yeah.
I love my job. Though. I love my job.
He knows,
Neil,
he
Steve,
knows-
if you're watching, I love my job.
He knows
Would
the
you-
bosses are watching.
Yeah.
Very smart
Would
guy.
you still wear the same clothes every day?
I might. I just might.
Expand the wardrobe a little bit.
I got a lot of money. I want to keep all that money. You know.
You might have someone who dresses you, who picks out your
Yeah.
wardrobe every day. What do they call them, like a fashion consultant?
There you go.
Oh,
something
I
like
could
that.
probably use that. Yeah.
Yeah, there
I'm
you
not-
go.
What
And
would
maybe,
you do?
I don't know. I think I would charter a plane,
I knew that. I knew you were going
Travel.
to say that.
travel. I don't think you'd ever see me again. I'd just be on a boat.
I'd never
I'd be
see
on a
you.
plane.
Wouldn't invite me out?
You can come for a week or so. I think that'd be the coolest thing. I think that's what is so fun about the lottery is that
You're dreaming.
You're
To think,
dreaming.
yeah.
Like,
You're
what would you
dreaming.
do if you were able to win? I found this stat yesterday, which I thought was kind of interesting. Players spent $113 billion in 2024, on playing the lotto.
Because
That's a
we're
lot of
dreaming
money.
big.
I think a lot of people do like to
I
dream
think when
big.
the economy is a little bit, I don't know, negative, things don't feel great, you might put $5 towards a ticket thinking, maybe.
Come on, maybe.
Yeah. Get a little optimism.
Maybe.
There you
in
go.
Your, in your mind.
All right, ready to get into some of those
Yeah.
Gen Z topics here this morning?
Speaking of money, have you done your taxes yet?
Yes, I have.
You have?
I'm very financially responsible.
Good for you, Graham.
Wow, you're surprising me. Did you do them yourself?
Yeah, or kind of. I use that like service online. It's called like Free Tax USA. I just kind of pulled all my info in, and yeah, I got everything I needed to do.
What are you doing?
I'm getting my statistics out.
Oh.
Because I saw a study that said 36% of Gen Z, they're going to dating websites and they're swiping right. They're looking to date an accountant who will then do their taxes for them. And 29% said that they actually asked their dates, hey, can you help me with my taxes?
That's pretty
crazy.
interesting. That is crazy.
That's
like if you're
insane.
Are any of your Gen
God,
Z friends talking about that?
I hope not. I hope they're not thinking about anything like that.
But it's kind of
Date.
smart.
I guess, yeah. I mean,
is it?
It's work smarter, not harder.
Okay, so when I was researching this, they were saying that like, how do you know that this person actually has the qualification? Just because they say that they're a financial expert, how do you know that they actually know what they're doing?
You don't.
And
That's,
then-
that's a risk you're taking.
And
And like
yeah.
anytime you go on a dating app, that's the risk you're taking.
yeah, and if it's someone you just met, do you really want to give them your financial info?
Yeah,
that's
you're
why
right.
That's
you know
why
what?
I'm like,
I
I
didn't
don't
think
know.
of that, Graham.
25% of the Gen Zers who were surveyed in this said that they needed therapy sessions to recover after doing their taxes.
I mean, it's if you have multiple streams of income and you're like you have different deductibles to think about, I'm sure it can be a big thing.
Maybe
but
they should call you to do their taxes.
I hope no, I'm good.
Could be a side hustle.
I like doing my taxes once a year.
You sound like you know what you're doing, Graham.
No,
I'm
I
very,
just-
very
I
impressed.
get the basics.
We have some people chiming in. Good morning. Jen Walls says, welcome to the sock zone. You do have some new socks. You're
Oh, I
gonna talk
do.
about
I have to show
those.
them off.
Yeah, looking to date an accountant. Wow, LOL, says Lil Philosophy. Wondering if everyone out there has done their taxes and if they would maybe, I don't know, stoop so low as to say, hey, I'll take you out for dinner if you do my taxes.
Maybe, but I mean, dating's so hard, and
Oh, worse than doing your taxes?
I mean, you find someone compatible. You've already caught lightning in a bottle. Do you really want to crack it open, see if you can get an accountant in there?
Ooh.
He's
Wow.
wise beyond your years,
I'm
Graham.
Thank you. I don't know.
impressed.
Yeah.
Thank
You know what it is? He spends more time thinking than doing laundry. That's why we're here.
Yeah.
Smart. That's smart. I read this other thing on that same thing. On the other hand, some of your potential dates might be turned off by the mere fact that you procrastinated on your taxes, seeing as half of the survey respondents said they view people who file their taxes early as more responsible potential partners.
Have you filed yours already?
Yes, ma'am.
I have too. I did it like the first week.
Oh, smart.
I want to get
wow.
it over
Get
with.
ahead of it. Yeah, smart. Mhm.
I don't want to look at it. I don't want to deal with it.
All right, this next topic, another Gen Z topic. So
Fun.
this is perfect for you to be here. This one had me cracking up. So there is a tech company in Japan. Hold on, it's called Trust Ring. What do? I don't know. I didn't look that
They
far into
create
the company.
trust.
But listen to this. It's a small tech company in Osaka. They're taking the unconventional approach and redefining perks at work. So instead of doing like, extra bonuses
Or
or
maybe
paid time
bringing
off.
in breakfast, or like sometimes your boss will bring donuts.
So listen to
on
this.
Friday, or
They
bagels.
offer free drinks.
Oh, they offer free drinks?
They offer free drinks.
Oh.
And they also offer hangover time off.
Oh. So if you drink too much that day, you can just go home and you're not.
Yeah.
You're not,
No. They said that you can come in late. No questions
Late, okay.
asked.
So you can drink at work and come in late the next day.
So
I
the
want to know
CEO
what type of salary and what the work hours
I know,
are.
right? Well, the CEO says he offers alcohol and happily toasts with his employees. And if someone has had one or too many drinks, they may use their hangover leave to arrive late to work with no questions asked.
Wow.
So he said he came up with this idea because he was losing the battle of hiring new talent because of salary limitations. So he introduced this initiative at his workplace, believing that employees would value it more than money. So what do you think about that? How would you like a little bit of hangover time,
I
Graham?
don't think Graham.
It can't hurt. You know. It can't-
Oh, again, you're surprising
I
me.
mean, like it's smart. You can't. Corporate. Your higher ups can only give you a certain salary for hiring.
Yeah.
They're getting creative.
You've got to get those perks in, and I think that's
Totally.
something too. That, like a lot of the Gen Z are coming into the workforce, and they're looking for some of those perks besides a good salary, but something that maybe bring your dog to work. I heard about that. Some other perks like that you would maybe entice more of that.
Working from home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A couple of days a week.
Well, let me ask you about that because you started actually. Did you start during the pandemic here?
No, after.
I
right?
started.
Right
I entered
after.
the workforce right after. Kind
Oh,
of,
okay,
on
because I was
the-
going to ask if you were
on
one of
the
those
come
folks
down.
that had to work from
No,
home.
I never had to work from home.
Okay.
I did a little bit like for college. It was like reporting on a school newspaper. That was tough, but it wasn't like I wasn't the breadwinner or anything doing that job.
Yeah. Did you have another?
Another topic I heard about this morning, Gen Z admits to binge watching shows and movies at work. As many as 84% of Gen Zers in a survey admitted streaming shows and movies while working from home. 48% said they lied to their bosses about it. This is a Tubi survey. They talked to 2,500 U.S. adults.
Wow. That seems pretty strict. I don't know. I can't focus on two things at once.
We also should mention that you can't speak on behalf of all Gen Zers here.
No,
This
I
is
can't.
just what our Gen Z does.
This is our Gen Z.
He works
yes.
very hard. He wears the same
Not a normal
clothes every
Gen Z, but
day.
I'm your Gen Z.
Yeah, you're the fun Gen Z. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. I mean, I could see when you're working from home, it would be tempting to maybe throw
Sure.
a little show on, depending on what you do, and just, type. That's just like when people did the Zooms that you would just not put your face on, so you didn't really know if you were there.
Well, also, I like background noise in the house, even if I'm just doing like housework or something like that, so I can see where you would do that.
Okay,
Right?
so the expert that I heard this morning was talking about that and said the difference is if you just have a little music on or TV show, you're not really engaging in that. You're just kind of listening.
In the
But if
background.
you're watching White Lotus,
Oh,
you're streaming
yeah.
that, you are paying attention to the plot, to the characters, to what's happening.
There's a lot going on.
Yeah.
There's too much going on.
Yeah. 54% said they use streaming as background noise for other daily tasks, including work, but they would deny it if their boss were to ask.
Yeah, I think that's probably smart, right?
I mean, I turn the TV on. The second I walk into the house, I turn the TV on.
Maybe that'll be the next step for this Japanese company in bringing people for the hangover stuff.
Yeah, and they can just watch their movies while nursing a hangover. Best of both worlds there, right?
We were talking about those dating apps. What are the best dating apps? Not to ask, like,
Wow,
what's
the
out
best
there for
dating
what's out there for Gen Zers?
You got Hinge.
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 Uh-huh.
Okay.
You got Tinder and you got Bumble.
Still.
Okay.
Those are the big ones.
Okay. Swipe left, swipe right.
Yeah, the standards, you know.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
You gotta look out for scammers and weird people on there.
yeah.
But
Yeah.
Always meet in a
Sometimes.
public place.
yes, in neutral area.
I don't
We
know.
always
Make
have
sure no
to
one's a
let-
serial killer.
Yeah,
or
you're
anything.
right.
Yeah.
Low Philosophy says phones are already a distraction enough. I see so many employees on their phone and they just forget about the job.
I think that is very true. The phones have become a
Well-
big distraction for a lot of people. Look
Yeah.
at you over there with two.
Well, and how many do you have, sir?
I have two as well, but
I only have one.
But on mine, see? Go away. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
well, there we go. All right, we got
Okay.
30 seconds
I'm
left.
proud of you.
Yeah,
Thank you,
Graham,
You got
thank
your
you.
taxes done. You didn't go on a date with an accountant to get them done for free.
Did
You
it
did
all.
it
You
yourself.
wear clean clothes.
Didn't show up to work hungover.
There you go.
You hear that, Neil?
Neil's our boss.
High
if for
five,
the
Graham.
video.
High five. Maybe
Well,
we'll
thanks
get
for
you a
coming
raise.
in.
Always a pleasure, guys.
Yeah, thank you. We're going
Thanks
to take a break. We'll be right back with something really fun.
All right, here we go.
It's not a choice.
Oh my goodness.
All right, well, welcome back.
Are we back?
I'm pressing 2 shot.
Yay.
Oh, there's
you.
me. Hold on.
There's
us.
Yay. And Tiffany, one of our favorite people. Tiffany Allison.
See, you got it.
From Enchiladas.
You got it.
You got it. It took me a minute. Enchiladas is probably one of the most popular Mexican restaurants in the Valley.
I appreciate you saying that.
And the reason we wanted to chat with you is because there's a new study.
Okay.
We like studies and we like breaking them down. That says Mexican food is one of the most serotonin boosting like type of food that you could have.
I mean, I'm pretty happy all the time, and I work a lot.
You are.
So it may be testament to
that's
that.
so
It must
true.
be the Mexican food.
It's gotta
But
be.
listen to this. So they have shown that diets rich in fresh, whole ingredients like those found in Mexican food can significantly improve your mood and mental health. And let's not forget the sensory experience, because obviously Mexican food has a lot of beautiful, vibrant
Right.
colors as well, bold flavors.
Flavors,
And
yeah.
the presentation of Mexican food is always fun.
And it's good for you because a lot of vegetables, a lot of lean meats.
Honestly, people, like, we're 100% scratch kitchen.
Yeah.
So outside of our tortillas, we make everything in-house. And we even fry our chips. But people don't really understand, and I love the fact that you're bringing up where your food comes from and really the health aspects of it, because it is true. Like, Mexican food is a lot of fresh ingredients. There's not a lot, you know how they always say, shop at the outside of the grocery store. That's really kind of how
That's what
Mexican
you do.
food is.
Yeah.
Because you're really, you know, your beans or your legumes, you know, all of your fresh vegetables. I mean, we do only first pick products. And we have, like I said, 100% scratch kitchen. So we make everything fresh and in-house every single
Fries,
day.
burritos.
I know, I
Do
see
you wanna
those
take a
burritos.
bite?
And
No,
I know
I'm going
you
to
guys
save
are
it because
vegetarians.
you know us well. You've done your
well,
homework.
We've gone, well, we go far back too, the weekends.
Yeah,
We
well-
used to come on in the mornings all the time.
Well, and when I think of you, I think of dogs, because I know you're a huge dog lover.
Yeah.
So am I. Like, I'm
Yeah, we all are.
my silly house. My kids just keep letting me
Adding the
through it.
dogs. But let's talk about enchiladas, because
Yeah.
if you've never been to enchiladas, the history behind it
Yes.
is so cool. Can you walk us through? And we've got some cool photos and stuff that
Please,
you
yeah.
sent
So
over.
we
So
are
we'll kind of
actually, we're 9 generations family owned. A lot of people don't know that. And most of you who are local know that Arizona, or Phoenix at least, is on a grid system. So 0 is central, avenues are west, streets are east. Most of those streets are straight lines. Okay, now until you hit a mountain, it's gonna be straight lines. Enchiladas is located on Dreamy Draw Drive and Morton. So those streets are totally crooked because we were there first. We started as a trading post in 1890. So I think that's my granddad.
No
oh
way.
my
Yeah.
gosh.
Charlie
Wow.
Boone.
How did he get to Arizona? Where'd he come from?
We're 5th generation Arizona. So he actually came from Oklahoma, Arkansas, Texas.
How cool.
Our family did,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
Boones. And I mean, my uncle is Daniel Boone, not the Daniel Boone, but a
That
Daniel
was
Boone.
his Daniel. We can pretend he was the Daniel Boone. Well,
But that, yeah, so after Enchiladas was a trading post, it actually became the Peak Steakhouse. Now, the reason Payastoa Peak got its name, the Peak at all, everybody assumes because of a mountaintop or a peak. Actually, they named that after the Peak Steakhouse,
Oh,
which
wow.
was before Enchiladas. It was called the Peak Steakhouse. Now, Dick and Merm, there may be one more photo.
yeah.
That's Dick and Merm. They actually had 7 kids.
Okay, they look like fun, by the
they
way.
do
Oh,
look
yeah.
like fun. And
And they-
you must be related.
No, we're not
Oh, you're
related. So
not.
that's what's so weird about Enchiladas is that we're 9 generations family owned, 4 different Arizona restaurants. And it's weird because we're the first family that has had a successor of the children. And now it's our 3rd generation for our kids work there now.
That's
not mine,
so
but like my
cool.
sister's
Yeah,
kids.
yeah. But real quick, do they still have descendants here in the valley?
Yeah. So their 7 kids, Dick and Merm are passed away, but Dick and Merm had 7 children. Some still come in periodically. After Dick and Merm, it became George Cockerham. George Cockerham was captain of Phoenix Fire. So if you go beyond this one, that was the plexiglass ceiling of the girl.
That's a whole nother story.
That's a whole nother story. Hold
Right.
on, let me see if I.
So that's how Dreamy Draw Drive got its name, because the miners would get high from the mercury that was all through Payastoa Peak. It was mine for I'm a trail runner. You can still go see all the mines back there. Well, it says do not trespass. You can't
But
go.
they're there.
But they're there.
We don't condone it.
No.
Those
But
are all the photos we've got. But
Yeah. Okay. So after it was the Peak Steak, I think there was one that said George's.
oh
or
yeah, let me go back.
Jorge's, that's the first one.
So George Cockerham was actually Jorge, but it was that time in Mexican American assimilation where they said you're George and you'll speak English, right? And so George Cockerham was captain of the fire department. He took it from a 45-seat steakhouse to a 400-seat restaurant built by Phoenix Fire, literally. See that railroad tie?
Wow.
There's 3,000 railroad ties around the perimeter of our building, so we are not built to look authentic. That was brought in. All the stone was brought in by Phoenix Fire, wheelbarrow by wheelbarrow.
That is
and
so
they joke
cool.
that it was, and so we still do all like the firefighter recruit dinners because we were built by Phoenix Fire.
That is so
for multiple
cool.
generations. And actually, George Cockerham, he's passed away, but he had 4 kids, but they all ended up being firemen, nurses, and they didn't want part of the business. So then it was sold to Bob Gosnell during the days of the Point, and then my dad, and then his silent partner, and later us and our kids.
Wow.
And so you obviously run enchiladas, but you have a very rich history as a chef as well.
Sure. Yes, it was suggested I leave many of the high schools here in the valley. So,
But you're a success.
right. Well, I moved to France, and the warden straightened me out, and
Wow.
then I ended up being the translator for the Cordon Bleu in Paris, and
Wow.
yeah. So we're a family gig. This is not a solo journey.
Yeah.
You know, you were like, "What's your last name?" Because online I'm Tiffany Chilada, but
Yeah,
that's not my
yeah,
last name.
yeah. The restaurant itself, though, is so eclectic.
Totally.
I brought my parents. I took my parents. I don't even remember when they came to visit, but I took them in.
Anytime we have visitors, we take them up there
we
too
take
because it's
them
such a
to
fun
yeah.
place.
But the rooms are all a little different.
Right.
There's a story behind every room, every addition. There's a great patio, the fountain, the bar area.
Yeah, like on our if you go to like our Instagram or whatever, if you go to our social media, it's a really good depiction of the history. We have a great social media kid that I call him a kid. He's like 35, but he
Is he Gen Z? No.
Yeah, I was looking that up as you were interviewing. I'm like, wait,
What
When
what
is
year?
Gen- I
What
know.
is Gen Z? Yeah.
am I a millennial?
Yeah,
Well, what year-
Lil Philosophy is chiming in saying, wow, that's an amazing backstory. What is it like to be part of such a backstory?
And a rich
this
history like that in
history?
Arizona.
So me and my sisters joke, our dream in life is to know what it feels like to be a first-time customer. Because I mean, the way we got our dad to change out the bar furniture was he's always on Facebook, so we put this like picture of me in diapers in the middle of the bar on the tortilla machine
You're like,
with the
"Dad,
same
look."
furniture. This is like a decade ago,
Yeah.
right? And all the comments were, "Oh my gosh, Tiffany has her own kids now, and you should really." But I mean, the history of that, I have no idea what it would feel like to be a first-time customer. You walk in, there's a huge garden. Most patios in the valley, not to bash anybody, but most patios in the valley, you're on a street corner, you're on 16. We are truly
Yeah.
tucked in neighborhood.
In the mountains.
Oh,
Yeah.
people
it's
drive by
beautiful.
and they're like, "Where am I? I'm lost." Even with the GPS, they're like, "Is this right?" You know. So
Let's go back to the Mexican food.
yeah.
Let me circle back to what we're really
Let me
here
circle
for.
back. When I was there, I had the shrimp cocktail,
Yes, I would have brought you that.
which Ty doesn't like seafood. If you like healthier eating, because Mexican food
gosh.
can be a little bit, in the tummy, really, really fresh. But how do you guys come up with the recipes and create the recipes and keep it fresh?
Well, and here's the thing, you have to change with time. You have to, people say, "Oh, are you authentic Mexican food?" And it's like, well, not to be insulting, but an authentic Mexican food is a lot of fillers. You know what I mean? So I don't
Like
know that-
beans and rice, you mean? Or
Yeah, but just a lot of filler products. Like
Okay.
it's, if you go to southern Mexico, you're never going to find a flour tortilla, for example. If you go to southern Mexico, you can't find tequila, it's only mezcal. So there's a lot of misconceptions about the food of Mexico and the cheeses, and there's so many different regions. Like we take things from different regions. Like I'm looking at Acapulco when you talk about our shrimp cocktail. When you talk about our shrimp
okay.
stuffed pineapple, I brought a vegetarian one for you guys today. But I actually found that creation. I was in Thailand, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is so Mexican, Like and then we
This is
added
gonna
cilantro
go well at the
and
restaurant.
jalapenos,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
How much fun is that for you as a chef to kind of create those new?
I love it. And we have amazing chefs in our, I mean, we're 750 seats. I'm not
It's
solo.
massive.
Yeah.
You've seen
It's
it. You've
massive.
been there.
Huge. Yeah.
And we don't have a lot of turnover. I mean, we've had our people for a long
Is
time.
it inappropriate to tell the story about the girl in that picture?
No.
Okay.
Should I find it again?
Yeah,
Hold
I
on.
think it's 3 or 4.
Hold on. Let me
Next
find
one.
it.
And it really, this is a lot of history of
There
There
she
she is.
is.
Payastawa Peak and kind of the confusion there. Because that mountain was named after the Peak Steakhouse. So it wasn't, it wasn't even named after, it wasn't like, I know it went from Squaw Peak, there was actually a name before that Carl Hayden changed. I don't think I can say it on here. But it had a very politically incorrect name.
Yeah.
And then Carl Hayden was trying to win the female vote. And so he changed it to Squaw Peak after the Peak Steakhouse. And then later, of course, it's become Payastawa Peak. So all of that kind of had a transition, nothing to do with.
Okay, cool.
How much fun is it for when people, maybe they don't know the history of your restaurant, and then they come in and they're sitting there and you get to tell them? Because I've been there a couple times.
Did you get the tour? We got the tour.
I didn't get a tour,
Tiffany gave us
Tiffany.
the
Okay,
tour.
I might ask
You gave us
anybody
the
that works
tour.
at Enchiladas. I will give that tour to anybody who will listen.
It was neat.
Okay.
She took us around the whole thing and explained every single room.
Well,
and
I
all
want
of
that tour.
Because we do events. Like my sister and my niece, their full-time job is group sales. So we do so many, like we'll do 15 events a day. We'll have everything from celebrations of life to weddings to corporate functions. We've had Fox Sports bought us out. We've had, it's really flattering when other restaurants do their Christmas parties
Yeah,
with you,
I
or their
bet.
holiday parties
Yeah.
with you. So we do a lot of that. Obviously, Cinco de Mayo is a big deal
Sure.
for us.
And of course, the serotonin boosting. We see that. You're always smiling and in a good mood.
Because like
that-
you guys, my job is cool.
Yeah.
I love going to work. Somebody very wise in our industry, he actually is a general manager of Richardson's, one of my favorite restaurants. He said, the only thing I know when I walk into the restaurant for my shift is where I just parked my car. Everything
you don't.
else.
Well, that's like news too,
Yeah.
right? You
Yes.
never
You
know
ne-
what we're
you don't know
walking
what's gonna
into.
happen.
I've been here where I got bumped because something came.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
small
Yeah.
fries. I can't imagine what you guys go through. But the
that's
only thing
true.
you know is where you parked your car. Everything else.
And the
Sometimes
days
I don't
unwritten.
even remember.
Or she can't find her keys all the time.
Yeah, that's every day.
I'm gonna buy her a lanyard that
Yeah,
goes.
that's
What
every
about
day.
AirTag.
AirTag. Silly.
Yeah, I
That's
still
that's
have like
too
an
much
iPhone
technology
7.
for her.
I think I still have an iPhone
We have to keep
7.
it
That's
very
okay.
simple.
Okay, location.
We are right at the base of Payastawa Peak Mountain. Actually, we're a great place to go after a climb. But we are in between.
Hydrate with the margarita.
That's right. Absolutely. Hydrate. Go have a cocktail. It's all about balance.
It
really.
is. That's why I love you.
That might have something to do with the serotonin and the happiness.
Sorry,
but we're in
interrupted you.
between. We're in between Northern and Glendale, right off of 16th Street.
Okay,
So
do you need a reservation or just pop in?
I would take a reservation. And as a disclaimer, we're a huge place. So if you see a ton of cars,
It's okay.
it's okay.
Yeah.
Come
It's
in.
okay.
We've got space.
That was fun. We're
That
glad
was
you
fun.
came.
Thank
Your food
you.
is beautiful. It looks
I'm
beautiful
I'm
and it
digging
tastes
in.
I want